All right, today we have a 97 Nissan Maxima, and the customer was complaining about the ride quality. It's gotten really bouncy going down the road and it kind of floats all over the place. So when we checked it out, we found that on the front end you can see how much this thing bounces. These front struts are just ready to be replaced. They're blown out completely. So what we did, we got our complete quick strut assemblies from APDTY, which has the coil springs and the mount and everything all ready to install. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to replace the quick strut on this car. So the first thing we'll do, we'll get it up in the air and get the wheel off. We'll pick up from there. All right, so we have the front wheel off. What we're going to do, first thing, there's a couple things we have to disconnect from the strut first. I'm going to go ahead and open up our new one just to compare it before we take it apart.
Okay, here you can see the brackets going to the strut are the same where the brake line attaches, and all the mounting brackets are all the same as the original. So we're okay to go ahead and install this one. You can see here on this old strut where it's blown out, you can see all the oil leaking out and just all the gunk built up around the top of that strut. Okay, first I'm going to turn the rotor a little bit so we can get to the clip that holds the brake hose in, and I'm going to use a pair of dikes and just snap this clip off of here. It just pulls straight back, and then once you undo that, the brake hose just pushes back and pulls away from the strut. Now we're going to use a 10mm wrench and disconnect this small bolt which mounts the brake hose to the steering knuckle assembly itself. So we'll go ahead and disconnect that. Okay, and next we're going to go ahead and take off the two lower mounting bolts for the strut. We'll just put a socket on one side and hold the other side with the wrench and go ahead and zip those off of there and get the bolts out. Okay, once those bolts are out, we'll go ahead and separate the strut from the steering knuckle and let the steering knuckle just loosely hang to the side here so it's out of the way. Okay, here you can see our new strut. We've got the 3 bolts that mount it to the car itself from underneath the hood here. So to get the old one out, we just have to remove those 3 and then the strut will come out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and break loose all but one of the bolts. Okay, now I'm going to take out this third and final strut mounting nut on the top here. While you're doing it, you want to make sure you hold the base of the strut because otherwise it'll just fall out of the car, so you want to kind of catch it as it comes out. So you can see me holding it here, and once that nut comes off, the strut will be free to come out of the car. So we'll go ahead and take it out.
And here we go. Here's our old worn out strut assembly. So we're going to go ahead and get our new one ready to go in. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put our new strut in. Just slide it just like the old one did back into the wheel well. And then we'll line up the 3 studs on the top. Okay, if it doesn't line up the first time, all you have to do is turn the strut, because the bolts will only go in one way. The spacing between these is a little bit different each way, so if it doesn't line up, just turn it and it'll go in. At this point, we can just turn the strut to line it back up with our hub. So Now we'll just go ahead and tighten down our top nuts. Okay, next we'll install the bolts again. And just like them coming out, if they don't want to line up right, just kind of wiggle the whole assembly and they'll fall right in. Okay, we're going to put our bracket back onto the ADS wire. And put our brake hose back in. And I'll go ahead and tighten all these down. Alright, so we've got all our bolts tight, we've got our brake hose tight, our ABS wire back on, the top 3 bolts. So that is all that's really involved with replacing a quick strut assembly on a Maxima. These same instructions are real similar to just about probably 90% of the cars out there. But all we have to do now is repeat the same exact procedure for the other side. One important thing you want to remember is to get the vehicle aligned after you replace the struts, because anytime you loosen these front end parts, even though it's a tiny little bit, the front end alignment will go out of whack. So, but alright, we appreciate you watching. Remember, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/APDTY, and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and we thank you for watching. Take care.